So I'm at Murfield Miniatures today. I'm setting myself a challenge because I'm very good at doing projects and not finishing them. So what I've decided is I am going to buy two small skirmish forces. I'm also going to create the rules for them, because I don't know if it's going to be fantasy or sci-fi, and I'm setting myself a spending limit of £50 to have two forces. That's going to be tough. Let's see what I can find. So, with an aim of spending £20 on each force, let's see how I did. Well, the first thing I have to say is I've spent more, mainly because I bought this. This came to £25. I thought it was worth picking up a case to get the figures home intact. So, let's open it up and see what we've got. So they're divided into two forces, and I've gone for fantasy at the end of the day. So, we've got the bad guys, the Skaven. Now, bless him, he's incredibly helpful, the manager there, and I couldn't believe the deals he does. I got these three painted rat ogres. Now, I do quite like these. I mean, they're nicely painted, in all fairness. Those, I don't know how much they would cost to buy brand new. All painted was £6. Yeah. So we have the rat ogres. We then have, I'm not enough of an expert on the Skaven to know who's who, but we have a leader. That he actually threw in for free, bless him. And then we've actually got the Skaven, and there's quite a few of these. They were 10 for £6. So I may have gone a little bit over the top for the size of skirmish I was thinking of. But you can never have too many clan rats. I think they're from the Skaventide set. Like I say, I'm no Games Workshop expert, and I will be creating my own rules at some point. I've got the basics together already. But the aim is to have a nice little skirmish force, although this is starting to move a little bit above skirmish. I'm going to have to paint these up, and I think what I'm probably going to do is do a few little speed painting sort of idea. So what have I got? Well, let's work it out. Force wise, we've got our three rat ogres. Now they're going to need somebody to lead them. I think the guy with the flail is probably going to be my ideal option there, having the flail. We've obviously got the leader, who'll be accompanied by the standard bearer. And then I've got to decide what to do with the rest of them. So I've got one with little claws like that, punch dagger. They're definitely going to end up, I think, as an assassin. I haven't even really looked at what I've got, so let's just, most of them are going to be, and then, oh, that guy's got more armor, so again he'll probably end up as a leader of some description. Most of these, like I say, are just going to be your standard pack rats. He's fairly well armored, so we'll probably have a few elite. They'll get painted up. Again, I'm no expert on the different ups. Oh, I've got a ringing bell. He'll probably end up as in a command group. Most of the others are just fairly standard rank and file figures. Like the pause on that one. So what have I got then? So I've got my rat ogres with their handler. We've got various leaders. We've got an assassin. And then 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24 clan rats. And that force, yeah, 20 quid. You can't go wrong at that sort of price. Okay, I got a bit of a deal where he threw me the leader in free. Apparently it's currently in the latest magazine that's in the shops as a free figure. Okay, that kind of makes a lot of sense. So okay, let's put those to one side and let's have a look at the opposition. Wasn't a force I would particularly have gone for, the Stormcast Eternals, but hey, they had a big benefit. They were cheap. These were 50p a figure. So let's have a look what we've got. I've got no idea what the technical names are for any of these. So we've got one sort of spell casting type by the look of it. Ordinary foot soldier. We've got crossbows. Most of them are going to be the standard foot soldier. They don't fit particularly well into the case. So definitely a leader type figure there. And I know they've all got lovely technical names, but you know what? I don't know what they are. And I'm not particularly worried because, as I said, they're going to have their own rules. So I do like that one. So I think that's going to be another leader figure. These are going to work out in sort of smaller units, I think. There's definitely a decent sized little force here. Going to need a bigger carry case for these. So is that one a leader? Might or might not be. That's how I want to use them anyway, is what matters. Yeah, they just keep coming, don't they? So, there we go. That's all of them. So let's have a look. I've got 6 with the rather large crossbow, I suppose. Yeah, not quite sure what that's called. With one that will stand out as a nice leader figure. Yeah, the traditional thing of take your helmet off, you're a leader. We've then got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 of the sort of the main troops and 5 potential mages stroke leaders. Okay, now this, okay, every single figure was 50p. So how many are there? Let's work that one out. Should have kept count there. So that was 20, 26, 31 figures. Is that right? 24, 30, no, 35 figures. So that came to, drum roll, 1750. Yeah. I hate to think how much that would cost you at Games Workshop. And looking at them, I would say they are pretty much tabletop ready. You know, let's have a look at that figure there, which I've just picked at random. Yeah, I could definitely use that one already on the tabletop. They're nicely based. So I have basically got myself 2 armies for under 40 quid. So I've actually undercut on that, but then a little bit more buying the case. So, yeah. Murfield Miniatures, can I just say how fantastic a shop you are? I just feel that I got, oh sorry, my apologies, actually it was slightly more with this because this one did cost slightly more. I think he was £3. But again, for what you're paying for these figures, you know, wow. So that did come to exactly 20 quid. And that is a wargaming army, or 2 wargaming armies. It's very dependent on what he has in. Bless him, he buys stuff, and his aim is to actually get people, and kids in particular, to enjoy the hobby without a lot of money being spent. So on a scale of 1 to 10, he's probably about an 11. What I'm going to do with them is I'm going to have to paint up, say, the Skaven. That will take me some time. But once they're done, we'll see what we can do on the tabletop, and we'll create the set of rules as we go. So hopefully you found that interesting. And it does prove you can get an army very cheaply if you look.